Billions of dollars in federal relief funding are coming to Minnesota for those impacted by devastating floods from last year.
That funding will benefit Minnesota's farmers, small businesses, and other infrastructure damaged, like the failed Rapidan Dam here in Blue Earth County. KTTC's Ryder Blair takes a closer look.
Farming and agriculture is the backbone of Minnesota's economy.
U.S. Senator Tina Smith says the expected $2 billion in relief funding will help Minnesota's economy.
Farmers and livestock producers are the lifeblood of rural Minnesota, and they have had a lot to deal with.
To receive relief funding, small business owners, farmers, and ranchers impacted by flooding are asked to coordinate with the Department of Agriculture.
The USDA will set up the program, which will just take a little bit of time, and then folks will be able to go to their local Farm Services Agency, FSA agent, to get information and get their application in.
The American Relief Act, pioneered by the two senators, will also aim to help the Rapidan Dam in Blue Earth County, which failed last June.
Been in contact with Senator Klobuchar and Senator Smith's office since the breach of the dam occurred. We've talked to them about the potential need for funding.
Blue Earth County Administrator Robert Meyer says they are working with FEMA to assess the cost for removing the broken dam.
It's actually too unsafe to go into the dam, and so just this week, the FEMA was talking about using some drones to get inside there and try and further assess the damages.
Meyer mentions the removal of the dam and reconstruction of the bridge could take years.
Even the FEMA representatives who work in these natural disaster areas all the time have said to us, this is an unprecedented event.
Reporting in Rochester, I'm Ryder Blair.
Senator Smith said that the act will also replenish the funding that FEMA relies on to deal with major natural disasters across the nation.